Hello. Hello. This is Adrienne Obey, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside. And I know I made a video just like the other day. I thought that was going to be my ramble, but my gosh. I mean, I feel like things are changing rapidly. Like I can feel them changing rapidly in a weird way, a good way, yeah, I feel like good things are coming. I always say that. I made a video about that once, like good things are coming, good things are always coming. I'm gonna play that today. But yeah, my daughter, wow. I don't know if you're a Virgo. If you are a Virgo, or if you have Gemini rising, but if you're a Virgo, really, if you're a Virgo, check out my Virgo reading. You can check out the Gemini reading too. I might have said something for gems, but definitely check out Virgo. Yeah, the money thing. Listen to what I say about communication and what I say about money. It's insane. And anything I say about career and work. My daughter, who was born with her sun, moon, and Mercury together, they're all within a degree of each other, has had the most amazing week I've ever seen any human, other than the young boy who just won that lottery. Like the youngest lottery winner won the second largest jackpot in U.S. history or world history, or some crazy thing like that just occurred. I don't know if you guys realize that these weird occurrences are happening around us right now. And I know it all has to do with the fact that the moon, as of this very moment, is trine Uranus at this very minute. And that's what I was going to talk about. This has all happened in the last couple of days while the sun and Uranus have been conjunct. They're still technically conjunct right now by a degree. But wow, yesterday, oh my God. I can't say because I'm not at liberty to say. But I will say that I saw my daughter on TV twice today, and that should give you an idea of the kind of luck I'm talking about. I mean, yeah, she does have this area of Taurus in her 11th house of hopes, dreams, and wishes, if you can imagine. And she has the craziest chart, but somehow, even with that, her sun, moon, and Mercury are in the 5th house of luck. It's weird, it's strange, but I've never seen anyone have this kind of luck in my life. Anyway, she flies out to LA to record something. She's recording in an actual movie theater or studio in Los Angeles. So her and isn't that so 5th house though? To be born with your sun, moon, and Mercury in the 5th house and Jupiter up in the 10th like that. I always told her, I'm like, you're going to be famous, or you're going to be, whatever. And I'm sure she probably was like, Mom, big deal. Really, she's never focused on anything outside of her causes and what she believes in and her education. And that is because her Saturn is in the 6th house of work. So it's from a real deep, incredible work ethic, beyond normal work ethic. And it's in Sagittarius. And so the cause, she's actually in it from her soul, to help. And at this time, the North Node, transiting North Node, is sitting on her 2nd house cusp, going to inside of her 2nd house, and her ascendant, her progress ascendant, is exactly there. Exactly. It's like, wow. Yeah, the amount of money that she's probably looking at, wow. I mean, we're talking 7 figures. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's beautiful. But so very 5th house. So very Sun, Moon, and Mercury in the 5th house. I mean, wow. And Jupiter up in the career sector. You just can't, you know, you can't make that up. It's beautiful. Now, as for myself, I mean, I haven't felt anything miraculous occurring, you know. I have had a really couple of romantic days. That's nice. That's always nice. Because it's, you know, I've had several people express their interest in me. And that's, for me, I'm going through my own epiphanies about life in general. First of all, how asleep I've been as a person, as a woman, as an individual, as a human. And how I think I just allowed myself to settle for what I thought was all that was, I guess, all that was due to me. But I woke up one day and I actually said the words, I deserve better. Now, the crazy thing about that statement is any astrologer worth their weight in, you know, in salt knows that I deserve better is a Capricorn statement. It's like the I am statement for Capricorn is I deserve better. I've read that 30 years ago, but I don't, at that moment, it was the only thing that could be said because I felt my rights, like just my rights as me being violated, being trampled, being like I felt like I was being invalidated as a human, as a person. I've never seen anyone do anything like that before, which I now know to be called the discard. And if I'm honest, as I look back on what I just went through, which I'm 100% sure was a form of narcissistic abuse. It may be that we were just playing out certain parts of it, because I find myself now and I feel so much like, oh my gosh, am I a narcissist? But then I'm thinking, no, you're just learning how to take care of yourself. Like, I have a right. I feel like I'm going to cry. Like, I have a right to love myself, to take care of myself, to work out every day, to wear cute clothes, to, you know, do up my hair, to maybe even go outside and interact with real people and go to real things and find real friendships and partnerships and fill my life up with more than just this imaginary marriage that I was in. And I realized that I lost a great deal of myself in that relationship. I lost me. And so a lot of what I've been doing, a lot of it is about getting back to me. I mean, even these videos. And I wonder sometimes, like, maybe that's why I don't have like thousands of viewers like some of these people do. Maybe this is really just a way for me to, you know, purge whatever it is within me that needs the purging. I guess you know, I'm looking now and the sun is at 3 degrees of Capricorn. So 3 degrees of Capricorn is my 12th house. Okay. And it's edging toward my sun, which is at 1457 of Capricorn, I think. And the moon is at 2 degrees of Taurus. So it is trine Taurus. The moon, the sun and moon are trine right now. And the moon is still technically on Uranus. Or no, excuse me. The sun is still technically on Uranus. And the moon is trine Uranus exactly. Also, the moon is square Chiron, which is why I'm sitting here pulling down myself. You know, it's in my 12th house in Capricorn, squaring Chiron in my 3rd house as I talk about myself. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. So Wow, you couldn't write that. I guess and about my own value, because I think it's like it's near my third house cusp, but it's still in the second house. 3 degrees of Aries. So it's exactly what I'm going through. Like, I'm feeling this, like, my worth. What is my worth? What is my worth? That's what's going on in my head. Like, what is my worth? What is my worth? What is my worth? What is my worth? I know I deserve better. I just don't know what it is that I deserve, and how far and how big, and how, you know, how to attain the dreams I have on a personal level. I've always had this dream about this house that was always a mansion, and it wasn't like gaudy mansion. It just was, you could just tell, like, it's near a beach. It's almost like a glass house. It's modern. I saw that house back in the 60s. So if I actually end up in that house, then I believe not only am I a psychic, but I'm a damn amazing seer, because as our lives get closer and closer toward the life that I imagined I was supposed to live, it's an amazement to me. I will even say this. Sometimes I do feel anger when I think about my ex and how he ghosted me, and, you know, it's the timing and how it happened. And, you know, when you stop and think that it might have been narcissistic abuse, that means it probably was planned, and that it was all just about power and control, and that was an issue he had anyway. And so I'm just thinking about that, and how that was, you know, I somehow brought that into my own life. I brought that into my existence somehow. And I know that was a lesson I needed to learn, because I had extreme abandonment issues. And so with that being the very thing that concerned me, being abandoned by the person I loved, I just felt like I gave him the ammunition or dynamite to, you know, to try to blow me up. He tried to kill me. And, you know, I'm never going to look at it any other way than that. I mean, he might not see it that way. He might just feel like I was trying to get away and save my own happiness and joy. You know, a very Taurian, selfish type of thought. But there's no regard, like zero regard for the other person. None. At all. Zero. It was all about whatever selfishness that was about. And the funny thing about it is Tauruses are known for being selfish, but I never knew to what extent when they say that they're selfish. I never understood that level of selfishness, because, you know, if you make the effort and time and years to go into a relationship and build a marriage, and, like, why did you take me on the journey? Why? So that is the thing that I got left with, that bile, you know, those questions. Very narcissistic, the entire thing. And so the one thing that I feel that I've been blessed with was that in this day and age, there's just so many people like that, you know, they call them all narcissists and group them into that. But it's probably different levels of neuroses, like sociopaths and psychopaths and narcissists and codependent, and you know, all of us, we all got these things going on, right? But I never knew that the whole narcissist thing was so in. Oh my God, because there's so many people who call themselves professionals who are telling men, leave your wife, or wives, leave your husband. It's no commitment. They're not teaching about marriage or commitment or any of the things you said when you took the vows. There's nothing there. Like, why even have marriage anymore if someone calls you a bastard, because you were, and you're saying, well, that's grounds for that. That's verbal abuse. That's ground for me to leave. I'm like, you need to grow a pair. That's what I'm saying. That's childish. Who does that? It's like a kid who built a castle, you know, like on the sand. He builds a castle and then, like, I don't like this castle, and kicks it over. That's like a tantrum. That's why I first unfriended him and blocked him. Because the more I thought about it in reality, like no matter what it is he thought in his mind I did that warranted this, my God, you had a tantrum. You kicked over our entire marriage as though it was nothing. And therefore you cannot be trusted on any freaking level for any freaking reason. You can do that to me at any time. I can never trust you. You're done. Bam. Okay? Shazam. Stay the F away from me, man. You're a monster. Once you realize somebody's a monster, you just keep them away. You know, there's so many things that I got a little upset and heated earlier because on Facebook, you know, I came across this video and the woman was talking about what we have to do because everyone's always like, what you got to do, what you got to do. I'm like, yeah, I might have to do some cleaning up because hell, I just got ghosted by my own damn husband. Lost a baby and shit in my 50s. Like, oh my God, I got a lot of pain here, okay? First of all, I ain't never going to be able to have another baby. Because look at my age. Second, I still don't have no closure with the man because I'm not officially divorced yet. That pisses me off. And it came out of nowhere. So I lost my husband while I was still in love with him. I had to learn how to hate the man. I mean, and I'm still really kind of learning from finding out he's a narcissist. Or maybe I don't know. They say I'm a codependent, I guess. Which also makes me, you know, cautious. I've been extra cautious with this, you know, whoever I talk to that might show interest in me. Because although some people are nice, you know, there's fear. And they have to be able to, I guess, deal with the fact that, well, I told one guy, whenever things go weird, I'm like, I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm not going to hide that I'm a bitch. Excuse my language, but I know I have limits and boundaries, and I used to yell and scream at my husband because it used to get that ugly. I mean, I did. But I'm not doing that no more. First of all, my own life force is more important. I don't want to yell and scream at nobody. I don't want to yell and scream ever again, really. I no damn relationship. What kind of boy BS relationship did that man have me in where you're yelling and screaming all the time? Nobody should be yelling and screaming in a relationship. You're supposed to be in love. And you're supposed to be happy. He can take that evil, nasty, vile crap and keep it wherever he is. So this poor person I've been talking to, you know, we've had our moments, but he's so sweet. He tries. And I just tell him, you know, I'm a bitch. What? I'm a bitch. I'm not going to hide it. I think I'm nice to most people, but when it comes to relationships, I'm a bitch. I'm at zero tolerance. I'm not good with any of it when it comes to relationships or dating. First of all, I'm not good with dating. I was a wife, not no side piece. I don't know how to do that. I've said that a lot. Because I don't know how to... Dating is different than it was, even just 5 years ago. It just seems like no one has any damn morals anymore. It's probably why I lost my husband. Like, why have a wife when you could just get PUSSY all over, places all over? People giving it away, having multiple partners. I've been with 3 men in 20 years. It might stay that way because I'm scared. Like, I don't trust anybody. So I'm trying to fix that because I know that's all part of the trauma. You know what I mean? Because once you go through what I went through, there's trauma. There's trauma. You're traumatized, and you know, some call it narcissistic abuse, and some are like, you know, it's a form of PTSD, and then there's like trauma bonds, and there's all kind of names that they talk about when you've been married to someone and, you know, they either hit you or they verbally abused you or they, you know, he did both, and he left me, and he was an alcoholic. So, and, you know, when I look back on it now, in hindsight of seeing how it turned out, I was abused the entire relationship because he never moved me in with him, and he never came to live with me, and pretty much I was like on rations for love and affection the entire marriage. You know, it's weird. I can't explain it, but now that I think back on what has actually occurred, you know, and some people say, you know, you didn't waste your time, you had an experience. Oh no, I wasted my time. I wasted 5 years of my life on a fantasy and on a dream, and, you know, that someone sold me that I bought hook, line, and sinker. Such a fishtail Capricorn thing to do, who has a progressed sun in Pisces. And Chiron next on top of my sun. It's a lesson I needed to learn, right? I remember once there was a book, and I can't tell you which book it was, and it was describing what having a 12th house sun is like. And if I can find that book, I would read it, because it's like the aha moment. The whole thing about having a 12th house sun is that often, if you're somehow on the wrong path, you can meet with this horrific aha moment. Well, as a double Capricorn, I almost get tears. I've tried my best to avoid going down the wrong paths. I've even avoided people. I've lived as a hermit. I had a psychic call me a nun. Okay, that's how I lived my life. I let very little into it. It may be why I developed psychic abilities, because, well, you know, I actually had my ancestors come and talk to me. How rare is that? But I obviously was in a mental and spiritual space to hear them, smell them, and talk to them. That's deep, okay? But I obviously was there. That brings me to something else. Yeah, I admit it. I've got some crystals lined up down here. You know, I like crystals, and I even have like this like the little black pyramid. I have that here for energy as well. You know, I have little things like that. But I feel like, there's so much stuff going on right now that I don't even quite understand. There's like a new level of spirituality going on that I'm not sure I, one, possess that new level of spirituality, two, that I want to possess that new level of spirituality, three, that I need to possess that new level of spirituality. And so I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying some people are talking, and I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is that? Where'd they get that from? People developing their own new paths. I'm not saying these paths ain't working. I mean, if somehow they got the message to start some new spirituality and it works for them, God bless them. What I'm saying is, I don't know them, and I am old school, and it might be because I'm you know, I'm not 30 or 40 or even 50 anymore, but I know things, okay, and I'm gonna stick to the tried and true. I'm such a double Capricorn, so I wonder why I'm being led to say this right now. When Venus is actually squared my moon, and Venus, by the way, is sitting on Chiron. I didn't know that. Venus is at 4 degrees of Aries, and Chiron's at 3 degrees of Aries. So the Sun and the Uranus are conjunct right now. Oh man, and it's in my house of speech. That means I'm talking. I don't even know what I'm talking about or recording, but I'm sure when I play it back, because I'm going to upload it regardless of what I say. Because that's the way I do it. I just say it and then I get it out. Okay, Mercury and Venus are no longer conjunct. They're too far, I think. 5 degrees, yeah. But, let's going on there? Well, Mars is sorta, yeah, it's definitely going to, it's because Mars is going a little bit quicker than Neptune, and it's definitely headed toward it. It's going to be square Neptune. Mars is going to square Neptune. It's coming. So think about where Gemini is in your chart, because it's at 15 degrees right now. And then think about where Neptune is in your chart, because that's at 17 degrees right now. So 17 degrees of Pisces and 15 degrees of Gemini. Where do they fall in your chart? And if you don't have your chart, you need to reach out to me so I can help you, okay? I do readings and everything. And I even take donations. Y'all, there is no reason why you shouldn't get at least one reading from Adrienne. I'm telling you. All right? You should do it. You can find out, actually, I'm going to put my link for Calendy down there. You can get them either through Calendy. I've got the shop now on the website. I've got the order page on the website. There's some issues with Patreon. I would stay away from that until I have to go. I'm going to change everything I did there, because I don't know what's going on with Patreon. But yeah, the website and the Calendy, I'll put those links so you can order your charts, so you can start understanding things. You know, I used to think, okay, I need to stop talking about the aspects and the houses and the planets and the signs. I'm like, no, I ain't no tarot reader. I'm a damn astrologer, okay? That's what astrologers do. We talk about the aspects. We talk about the signs. We talk about the planets. We talk about the houses. We talk about the transits, the progressions. We talk about the solar returns. We talk about the North Node, the South Node. We talk about the chart. So when you come to my page or my website, or, you know, on Facebook, you're going to hear about astrology. Now, sometimes I do throw things in there, you know, because I'm into all the metaphysical. I am. But predominantly, it's all about astrology. That's what I like, wow. Because I found correlations to life through astrology. And I've yet to be wrong in 40 years. And so that's a long darn time not to be wrong. So I believe in my astrology. And I know what I'm talking about. And, you know, I think I started off this entire thing talking about my daughter. Whew, I almost get teared up because one of the things that my daughter talks about, because she's amazing. She goes out and does shows and speaks and about to go on TED Talks and all kinds of stuff. This child does everything, I swear. She's an amazing girl. But one of the things that she talks about is that when she was growing up, you know, she's autistic. She's Asperger's. I used to call her Rain Man because she was always so smart. There was nothing that kid didn't know from the beginning. And yes, she is a life path 9, which means yes, as a 9, she knows the beginning, the middle, and the ending to everything. And she does. And she's smart. Anyway, I could go into her chart. It's amazing. But I'm glad she listened to me. And I'm glad that she's intelligent enough to inhale what needed to be inhaled to propel her to what she's about to do with her life now. I mean, she's just, you know, it's like a snowball effect. You know, like when a snowball starts, sometimes it's no bigger than this tiniest little crystal that I have right here. This is an amethyst, a little amethyst. And then it might get a little bit bigger, like this jade one here. It might get a little bit bigger. And then it might even take more shape like this beautiful pink quartz. It might start taking shape. And then it might get a little bit bigger like this one. I think this is, forget the black, what's this one? The obsidian, I think. And then it gets a little bit bigger, like the little tiger eye. I got that one here. Yeah. And then it might grow even bigger. Oh my gosh. Like my magic amethyst, I love this sucker. But the point is, by the time it's done, it's a giant behind snowball going down a mountain that no one can stop. It could take out cities. You know, it could become an avalanche. Like, it started out like nothing, like a grain of sand. And it ends up becoming this huge ball of snow or huge thing that can just take anything out that gets in its way. It's power like incarnate. Like, and it's so fast. It's moving. It's rolling. It's rolling. It's rolling. It's rolling. That's my baby. Now, I am afraid of the crash at the end because nobody... They either crash, you know, or they turn to avalanches because they have to hit something. They always hit a wall, don't they? Lord. So I don't know when that's going to be, and I do worry about her. And yes, I do believe she's on medication. I don't know if she's not, she might need it, you know. I always wondered about people who are like become stars or famous or, you know, politicians and leaders and all that kind of stuff. Like, how do you just stay up there without crashing and burning? Because I always crash and burn. I am definitely like the snowball. I'll pick up some crescendo, but I usually hit a tree or a brick or something. You know, I just don't get that fast roll. I have not got. I have had the fast roll before, but I haven't had that fast roll in years. Now I'm hoping that I get to experience something like that again, but I doubt it. I think I'm at the end stages of everything. I mean, and I say that not with fear. I mean, when I was younger, that would have been scary. But I'm not. I feel like I'm at the end stages of it all. What I mean by that is that my sun is in the 12th house of Pisces. My progressed sun. My progressed sun is in the 12th house of Pisces. And my sun by birth was in the 12th house. That means this is it. This is it. Whatever it is I did in any incarnation prior, if I didn't get it by the time I got to the 12th house. Now Saturn is in the first house, but that's just saying no. The South Node is also there. So it's telling me no, you know, we're just going to keep that first house in check because you're in your last incarnation. We ain't letting your ass get all big like you got before. Obviously, I was probably someone extremely powerful before, being a double Capricorn with her sun on her ascendant. But it did check me by putting Saturn, the ruler of the chart, in the first house. And the South Node, you know, is there as well. It's like, no. This time it's not about you shining all bright like you always like to shine. Obviously, I have before. I mean, with the sun and the ascendant like that. But I think it wanted me to learn how to be restricted. Like, okay. Yes, you got the potential, but you're restricted. I believe that I will shine best as the wife of a good partner. And I know people think, what are you talking about? It's 21st century. You don't hide behind no man. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm looking for a good, strong husband so I can be a good, strong wife. That's what I'm serious. I mean, yeah, okay. I want to be my own, you know, Capricorn person, have their own business, make their own money, be successful, be sharp, dress what she likes to dress, go where she wants to travel, you know, all that kind of stuff. I want to have a good life. Like, I want to be happy, but I want a strong husband, like someone that I can count on, I can turn to, that I can, you know, that I would feel at ease loving and, you know, nurturing and pampering and giving all my affection to. Because, you know, I could see myself doing that with certain people, but I would want to know, like, I'm not being stupid. Like, no one wants to give all their affection away and then it's thrown back in your face. Like thanks for that, but I found someone better. Like, you know, who wants to go through that? I don't want to go through that. So that's one of those situations that, you know, I guess I face as a woman who's getting older and, you know, that type of situation. So I've got my North Node in the 7th house, so I know it's what I'm here to learn. And you know, I guess I don't know if I learned it or not. I'm more concerned about when it goes in my 6th house, because I don't want it to affect my health. You know, especially when you're in your 50s, and then you know. So I am concerned about it going into my 6th house. I am really worried about that. I try not to show my fear, because I've got 13 degrees of Cancer in my, or 17 degrees of, no, 16 degrees of Cancer in my 6th house. So, and it's going backwards toward that. And Saturn and Pluto are going backwards toward 16 degrees of Capricorn. Probably when the North Node hits 16 and 17 degrees of Capricorn. I am very concerned, you know. So, but I think once transiting North Node gets out of my 7th house, you know, because I have the North Node in the 7th house by birth, I think maybe the emphasis will be off of marriage and partnerships in general, and it'll be more on, say, my work. I can get back my mind maybe back into work, because I've been, you know, obsessed almost for 5 years in relationships and this marriage and this man, and I went almost, and I almost am embarrassed to say, but I do have someone my heart flutters for. I just don't know, you know, if I can. I'm just scared, because I don't know if that person is able to reciprocate that. So, so far he's very romantic, but it's not. I'm scared. I'm probably going to always be scared until, you know, I'm not. So, it's just life, I guess. It happens. But you figure I'm still in the midst of divorcing, so my fear is, you know, it makes sense. It's justified. It's probably gonna. I had said something like it would take a while for me to get over it, or I won't ever get over it. I will get over it. It's just, it's gonna take longer than 6 months. You know, it's gonna be 7 months, believe it or not. I think it's going to be, no, actually it's 6 months. It'll be 6 months and 3 days. Yeah. So. I think the thing that makes it hardest for me is that I said this to the hypnotist, is that with it being the 6 month mark, I think the hardest thing for me is that I had this vision that I would have this happy family, or that we were a happy family, and that I was going to have a baby. I mean, I was 4 months, so I would have had this baby like by now, and we would have been this happy family in the month of April. I should have knew April. And you know, April's been a hard month for me, because I find myself strangely attracted to someone new, and I'm still clearing up the debris from a really bad marriage, and losing a baby, and losing everything I had planned. Yeah. So the entire, everything I do now, you know, is new. I mean, I just opened up, or started even this astrology channel in May, and it was either April or May, I think. So I might be at a year. I think I might be at a year. with this YouTube channel, I think. I've gone really slow, but I'm a double Capricorn with a Taurus moon. It's exactly the way my life goes. Truly. The one thing, though, for people who are double Capricorns with a Taurus moon is the things they make seem to live on forever, and like stone or rock or granite. You know, we just go slow like turtles, but we get there eventually. So anyway, I just wanted, I don't know why I needed to ramble again. I guess a part of me is just so excited for my daughter. I can't really say, you know, all the things yet, but, oh, wow. It's beautiful. I remember years ago, it's funny because as an astrologer, I remember that I had gotten this report before she was born. And it told me like where the transits were each day, and it gave me a basic interpretation. It might have been from astro.com or Astrology, I think. Anyway, it had that week that she was born, it told me that if she was born on this, you know, it would, that what day would have been a good day. And I was trying to make sure she wasn't a Virgo with a Scorpio moon. Sorry, Scorps. I have a Taurus moon. See, so I admit, I actually took what they call a pregnancy milkshake, which is like vanilla and I think castor oil and root beer, I think it is. And what it does is it makes you run to the bathroom. And sure enough, like 3 o'clock the next morning, my plug broke. I went into labor, and I was in labor for 8 hours, and I delivered her at 11 o'clock that night. And the funny thing is, when she was born, she was a Virgo with a Virgo moon and a Virgo Mercury. I couldn't have planned it any better than that. Like, wow. And I mean, I didn't know what she would end up in. She ended up having Venus and Libra as well. So that very, very lucky young lady, it all turned out so well. There are some things that, you know, occurred because she has so much 6th house emphasis. Of course, health issues up the ass. And I had a hard time saving her in the beginning, like most Virgos or people with 5th and 6th house emphasis. But yeah, just like a snowball, like I said, they start these little tiny pebbles, and then they just just a snowball effect, just crescendos and crescendos, and it's beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, you guys, I guess I just was moved to share that. I'm wondering how many Virgos out there have experienced anything miraculous or unique, or, you know, I almost want to say magical this week, because I have a feeling that Virgos are being affected, but I'm wondering if any other signs are being affected like Virgos are. If so, definitely come and share your story with me. I would love to hear what you might have been going through personally. It's an amazing time because the sun is on Uranus, so changes are occurring. And the moon right now is like sex or trying all of that. And so, yeah, it's an exciting time. I think the next day or so might be exciting as well. So anyway, this has been Adrienne Obey, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside. And if you haven't, please like and share and subscribe to our channel, and then go by astrologylookinside.com. You can go by our shop page. Oh, make sure you hit the more button. You know, the way that page is set up, I don't know how to fix that website, but when you go to Astrology Look Inside, be sure to hit the more button. There's lots of goodies hidden there. I'm not kidding. Videos and everything. Anyway, also, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/astrologylookinside. And believe it or not, I am one of those people that I do free readings. I do when I have time. So if you join my group on Facebook at facebook.com/groups, facebook.com/astrology look inside. I will more than love to give you a free reading. It's a mini reading, but then, it's a good opener for getting a paid reading with me, right? So everyone is welcome. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Much love and light to you all. It's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you soon, and I'll be working on those May horoscopes for everyone. I might do it. Maybe I'll do it later tonight. We'll see. Bye, y'all.